as equal as 1 crore. So let's take this side, the median package. We could see that it's 19, 15, and all those things. These are some of the statistics of the A listed colleges. Now, what about the reality of the rest of the colleges? As you could see that 58% of the engineering student could not get the campus placement. And in one out of three engineering graduates in India are worried about the placements. So this is the on ground reality for other colleges also. So I could get the I have completed my BTech from NSIT, which I would consider a good college for placement. So I was placed from my place from my college itself. So what should we do, like who are not from the prestigious colleges, who are from not IITs or NITs? So what should we do? Is there any option left, or what skills are needed for those students as well? So for those students, I would say there is a hope. Yeah, there is. So I could, as we could see, there were various few in fact startups, or there are many startup CEOs or CTOs which are not from ITs. Take it Oyo, or maybe Paytm, which is Shekhar is not from an IIT college, or maybe any other startup also. They are not from the IITs or any prestigious college. Yet there are many multiple options where you could take placements, or where you could uh, achieve a good package also. So let's boil down to the skills what we finally need. So the skills needed are most importantly the programming skills. I assume I assume that the people here are from IT and COE branch, and if they are not, they could take this path and the skills which I have mentioned to get a good placement from outside of the campus. I would also like to say that how the resume should be made, those all things are covered in the later part of the slides. But if we talk about the starting of the thing, what first thing which we need to do is focus on our programming skills. So what does programming skill basically means? So many people would ask that which language can we start from, or if they have not done coding in their uh, in their colleges, so what languages can they start? I would say any language. From my experience, I have given interviews in Amazon and in many companies, prestigious companies. So they don't need any language. Like they just, you can choose any option. It might be Java, C, C++, Python, JavaScript, or any Rust, even machine language. If you could tell them the logic properly, they are much happy to accept you until unless your logic is correct and you are able to solve the question. Language is just a medium, and uh, just like ABC is required for English language, similarly any language you can pick. It might be Java or any other language. So preferably I would say you can start from Java. If you haven't in your college days, you can start from Java, and then you can start maybe learning from the any YouTube channel or any other sources. So when it comes to machine, so few people would ask like what machine do they require, or like is there any heavy processing required for? I would say no, it's just a very basic program. You just need to code. I would also tell you like what programs you need to do, what topics you need to select. So it's very basic for everyone to just use any machine. It is very much successful in a 2 GB RAM laptop also. So you just need any machine, a laptop, and then start any use any IDE. And if you need any online ID, you can use ID1 or ID1 also. So ID1, if you go, it has support for multiple languages. You can code and then compile your code there. So sources to study, sources, I would say don't take any premium courses. All in today's world, in today's internet is very cheap, especially in India, where you could access plethora of information on YouTube, be it any other website. So just start from any playlist, just search your language and then use a word tutorial. Take any playlist which is which maybe first or second, whichever you find comfortable, whichever the language you are comfortable with. S- just start studying from that and clear the basic concepts. If you talk about Java or any language, you could clear out the for loops and then go for the topics like arrays, linked list, and other languages also. So, so what do you need to study? You can start with the arrays, linked list, tags, queues, hashing, and go up to. So for these things, I'll come this to this slide later. For these things, you need to focus basically on the language. Maybe I can show you my screen and just search on any YouTube. Mm, I guess you might able to see my screen. So you can search any like Java tutorial. If you consider yourself as a beginner, you can go for any beginner playlist. If you are any you feel that you have completed the beginner course, you can go with any advanced course. So if we see that this playlist is quite good, just complete all the videos and practice along with it. Okay. And yeah, just complete try to complete all these things in just a week, or maybe take maximum 15 to 20 days to just complete the language. Because after trying the coding part, you would come to this logic, and if you have any if you have face any query, you can look for the uh, specific options also on the internet. So next things, the most important thing and the most important thing I would say is the data structures and algorithm which is needed for for clearing any interview. This is where it boils down to. Everyone in the industry asks the data structures and algorithm. So why basically do you need data structures and algorithm? So, and what is an algorithm? So algorithm is a self-contained step-by-step operations which need to be performed. So just like you say that I need to perform, I need to, if I click a certain website, it completes my order. Whenever you choose an option to buy now, there are hundreds and thousands of calculations and processing which is done behind your clicking of the button. So an algorithm is step by step, I would say, the operations which are done in behind. And you need to perform the optimizations and various processing that reduces the memory consumption and the storage consumption. So for this, uh, where do we need to start from? So there are multiple websites. After you have cleared your basic language, you need to start with the coding part. So what websites do you choose? This is your individual choice, but I would preferably choose Geeks for Geeks and Lead Code. So Geeks for Geeks is completely free, and Lead Code is also free. There are various charges for some of the coding part in Lead Code, but Geeks for Geeks is completely free, and my colleagues and I have studied from Geeks for Geeks only. So you can choose. There's a section known as, I will share this in the chat. So there's a section known as must do questions from each topic. So what which topic do you need to do? It's array. Start with an array. Complete at least 20 questions from the array, and then go with the linked list, stacks and queues, and then hashing, and up to trees. So up to trees, most of the companies are quite uh, okay with up to trees question. And but if you are like really done with all these questions and need to do advanced concepts, you can start with graphs and DP also. So various companies, like A listed companies, I would say Fang. I guess most of have you heard about the word Fang. It's Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. So these are considered the A listed companies. These often they often ask from the graphs and DPs. So I would say just complete around 20 to 30 questions from each topic and choose around 10 to 20 questions from graphs and DP. and then you are ready, good to go. So how do you need to practice? I would say the consistency is the key. Practice every day, not even a single day to be missed. uh, Questions from each of the topic. If you open a Geeks for Geeks, I have bookmarked this website also. I often read from this website now also, to prepare and clear my concepts. So as you could see, there are multiple topics, array, strings, and linked lists. So you can choose any websites, any topic. So there are 10 questions in stacks and queue. These are the most asked questions in the interview. These are the most asked question from each of the topic in interviews. So you can, I will say, share this in the chat, I guess. Naveen, is there any option so that I can share this to my chat? Hello.
Let me check.
Mhm. Yeah, I have shared this, and you can maybe present this to all again. So the topics you need to do, which you need to do is this. These are the topics, and I would say take around 20 to 30 questions from each topic, and then start solving them first on the paper, and then if you are quite comfortable with the solution, you can go and code on the website, on the particular website. You could see that if you could compile and complete all the test cases, then it's good for you. And if you could not find any solution, you can maybe take help. There are various solutions, 2 to 3 solution for each of the problem. You can look and optimize your solution more betterly and more properly. So if you are done with all these questions, all these topics, so is it okay for getting a placement? Are these the only skill? Is this the only skill, data section algorithm? I would say no, because you also need to focus more on your IT constructs, especially if you are in a, if you, especially if you are fresher, I would say, because these are the topics you have studied in your college, and these are the topics which is often asked, not entirely, but yeah, in between the interviews, they often ask you questions from these topics also. So why do you need to study these concepts? Because when you are coding in certain company, you also need to be focused on how this thing work, how the system is working. If you could not optimize your database, like if you are trying to connect with your database and if you are not able to optimize your query, it would take time and it would be not a good solution to be worked with. So these are also the few concepts which you need to be okay with. So where do you need to study these concepts from? So you can take any course from NPTEL and YouTube also. YouTube is a very good platform. Just search for the particular course and then start with the tutorial option. So this you can get. There are many playlists. You can just complete any of the playlists. So the first is the DBMS, database management system. Second is operating system, and the third one is networking. Fourth one is logical and problem solving skills. Few companies nowadays are focusing more on puzzles also. So there are around 4 to 5 rounds of interview in an average. There are 4 to 5 rounds of interview in a particular company. So one round of interview they can ask can be of a problem and logical skill. So in this round they can ask you few puzzles, few few questions which can enhance your, which you which can test your logical and aptitude skills as well. So Geeks for Geeks again is quite good for solving puzzles and all those things. So fifth one is software design skill. For a fresher, this is not required, but if someone is experienced, I would say 2 to 3 years, they also need to design the software, like how the system is interacting with uh, the backend management and how the traffic is circulated between all the server. These all things are under the topic of software design skills. So now few of the panelists, a few of the participants must have been worked on these topics as well: AI, ML, big data, cloud computing, and blockchain, and about the other fancy tech. If someone wants to go in these particular topics also, these technologies, I would say data structure and algorithm is the important part. Programming skill and data structure, you need to focus on these skills, because the just like ABC is for English language or vocabulary, similarly these two are for the programming. After you have done these two things, you can skip on the IT construction, software design. Now you need to focus on these technologies, whatever the respective technologies you have worked on. Focus more on the depth knowledge rather than just going on going on the upper language, upper level, just like breadth first. You can go on the depth first level. So doing 1 to 2 projects on certain thing is not enough. You need to put that on open source. Someone, if doesn't if if he or she doesn't know what open source is, you need to uh, share your code on GitLab or GitLab, and then uh, this would be used by multiple. This software or this part of this technology can be used by multiple uh, participants or multiple users on the internet for free. So this is basically what open source is. So you also can focus on, uh, you need to do research projects, you need to complete, and you need to show interviewers the skills which you have by doing some research. Just like you, because you cannot show someone that what you have studied and what you know, just because just you have done a simple project, that would not impress the other person, because there are multiple it's very easy to work on a particular topic. So you need to go depth wise also. So after you have done all this, what to do then? So keep practicing problem, I would say. Submit at least 200 plus uh, easy questions, I would say, on lead code. Lead code is also easy, is quite a healthy platform, and which you can practice on around. Maybe you can practice 200 plus easy questions, 100 plus medium, and then 50 plus hard questions. You on this website you can very easily filter out the easy, medium, and hard questions on lead code. Also, you need to practice monthly contest. So why I'm telling you to complete monthly contest? Your rank, on these websites you have a rank. So by solving the questions on monthly contests, your ranks get increased. So whatever rank you have, you can showcase this on your resume or on your LinkedIn profile. So after completing these questions, and you could yourself feel comfortable on these topics, so you can give mock interviews on various websites also. Mock interviews, just like uh, it's a copy of the interview you often practice on through the interview panel. It can be pram.com. Pram.com is also a very good website where you can give multiple interviews. And you can, or if you are not comfortable on video interviews or audio interviews, you can pick any interview past interview experience. You can find these on Geeks for Geeks as well. So you can choose the company name and just Google the interview experience and solve the entire question set entirely. So there are usually 2 to 3 questions in an interview on the data structure part. So you first try to solve those questions on pen paper. You can give a 30-minute or 40-minute uh, according to the difficulty of that question, and then try to solve that on the paper. First, the solution would not be optimized. You need to optimize that solution, maybe reduce the complexity or reduce the space complexity. So try to solve those questions entirely, and then see if you could solve that question or not. There are around 1,000 plus mock interviews or interview experiences on various topics. Just practice those interviews as well. Now, it's difficult, it's quite easy to say, I know it's quite easy to say that just solving these questions would land you in an interview, but it's not. Especially for the students who are not from A listed colleges. So for easing this process, you can make your resume quite good. So just a basic resume is more than enough for uh, there doesn't needs to be any fancy tech or any skill in your resume. Just a very simple resume mentioning your skills, your ranks which you have achieved through the monthly contest, and the projects which you have done in your college. So this would be for the freshers, and for the experience the projects which you have worked on in your past experiences, and about the subjects you know. Please mention the subjects which you are only comfortable in and which are relevant to the development process for the software engineering. Now, for the refer part, you have made your resume, you are quite prepared now how to apply for the companies. So, the mentioning the rank would highlight your resume, highlight your profile from others, because the other interview panel would not know how good are you just because you have mentioned some skill. So mentioning your rank, I again repeat that it's very important for mentioning your rank. So make a decent profile on LinkedIn. F- the decent word here means just a simple resume, just a simple profile, mentioning your skills, mentioning your. Uh, you can add your resume here as well. So you can add your college, your achievements in your college. Like if you have participated or achieved anything, you can mention there as well. And I would say just mention the skill which you are comfortable, mention which you could show to the interview panel, and just keep applying once, or maybe you can ping me on my mail also. I can try to uh, refer you to few companies as well. In Paytm especially, there are various. So I know it's difficult time during the COVID period. It's difficult to get a job now, so, but it's not, I would say, impossible. Various companies like Amazon or Google are hiring in bulk now, because the development part has increased, uh, I would say, in these companies. Other have been impacted, but the software industry hasn't been much impacted due to COVID time, due to COVID period, because uh, technologies are playing an important part during this time. As you could see that the meetings are mostly done via Zoom. So Zoom is itself, I would say, technology in itself. Similarly, various technologies have been are going are in. I have not much impacted, I would say, than other industries. So, okay, if someone is not okay to apply for, is not interested in software industry job, or I would say, if someone is not feeling comfortable in development, or people here are from other branches as well, not from the IT, not from the IT. So what they could achieve is they could go through MBA. What options they have? So first option they have is go for the MBA. If someone is interested in the marketing, if finance, if in other domain as well, so they could opt for MBA. Gate is for those who nowadays, if someone wants to complete, if someone wants to go to good colleges in India, especially in ITs or NITs, they could choose for Gate and choose to uh, and opt for masters as well. Gate also, various companies hire through Gate as well, various government companies, but for that you need to score a really good rank in Gate as well. Third option is further studies. Further studies, if someone wants to go to abroad, like complete their masters or do their any specialization course, they could opt for further studies as well. There's a negative point, and I would say disadvantage of choosing this, because you need to be quite good in your field. In choosing your further studies, you need to make your resume, you have to have your cat and sat scores quite good to opt for good colleges, various because there are multiple colleges in abroad also, but please choose those colleges uh, which are okay. Okay. And for government exams, you can also choose for government exams as well, like SSC and other exams also. But if you are only, it would also take time, I would say, in choosing the government exams, because there are not much vacancies nowadays as compared to other other options. So, or maybe you can choose your passion or just complete that. So the most important skill, the is hard work, perseverance, and consistency. With that skill, you can maybe achieve whatever, with whatever you like. Everything I mentioned boils down to your hard work, and these three skills are the most important part. So yes, that was mostly from the technical side. If someone wants to ask question, you can mention that in your chat. Ayush or Naveen?
Yes, Pratik. Just a second. I hope now I'm audible.
Yes,
Hello.
Ayush. Yes, you're sure.
Okay,
Audible.
okay, fine. I think that Sanjay Kumar Singh wants to ask something.
Mm-hmm.
Sanjay sir, kindly write your query in the chat box because you raised your hand. Any questions in the chat box? Don't have question session. Sanjay sir, can you hear me? In the meantime, I'm just posting the feedback form link. The participants can fill the feedback form. The link I'm sharing. Well, I think that there are no queries. One question came. Okay. Someone asked a question, Prateek. I am little bit confused about what to choose between cybersecurity and software development. Is there anything common in them?
Uh, Software development, I would say, is mostly the back end development or the front end part. Cybersecurity is the security of the software which you make. So the common thing is the, I would say, the data structure part, which is common. First, you need to first clear on your concepts, and if you choose to opt for cyber security, I have personally not much research on cybersecurity, but yes, there are few courses also, and you need to clear your concepts on cybersecurity first. Like you initially, no company would hire you if you just want to say that you want to work on cybersecurity, uh, because they need quite experienced people first. So first, clear it finally boils to the I would say, like, to your option, to your skill which you have, which you want to pursue. Mm, Currently, various hirings are on software development, but yes, few companies are also hiring on cybersecurity as well. So, if you could, if my question was okay.
Okay.
the
Anybody else who
scope
wants to ask
for,
the question?
yeah, there's one more point, mm, freshers don't have much scope in cybersecurity, but they can choose development. If you are a fresher, go for software development. If you have interest in cybersecurity and have worked, and if you could show something to the interview panel or maybe the company which you are applying for, then go for cybersecurity. That's the final, I would say.
When we have Rabi Narayan Sahu. Sir, kindly post your question because you raised your hand.
One more question is there, Ayush, in chat box. What is the
Okay,
future? What is the future work or research work in cloud computing and software skills required?
what is the
MS
future?
Pawar. Okay.
Yeah, this is very similar to the previous question, to the earlier one, uh, like cybersecurity and cloud computing also. I would say cloud computing, if you have any experience in cloud computing, and if you are quite comfortable in cloud computing, then yeah, go for cloud computing. Else, software development is most preferably used for uh, software development and like for freshers. So if you are a fresher again, go for software. If you are experienced and worked on cloud computing, have research papers, have maybe experience in cloud computing, yeah, you can go for cloud computing.
Hmm, one more question.
So any more questions?
So we shall wait for 2 minutes only.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Otherwise, we can wind up this session.
Okay.
Uh, you have provided quite useful information, Pratik. All
Ravi,
these are the all these are the
I've given you the rights. So if you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Ravi Narayan Sahu.
okay. Okay.
You can unmute and ask your question because you're raising your hand.
How are you, Shwasji?
Fine, Naveen sir, how are you?
I'm fine. Hope you are doing good.
Sir, like quite chilly today.
Yeah, yeah, it's very cold.
Okay, there is one more. Sanjay Kumar Singh is also raising his hand, but I think his audio is not connected, so I cannot. Uh, I think there are no more questions because, right, Ayush, if you can propose a word of thanks, I think that's it. There are no more questions.
Well, I think no more questions are there. I, on behalf of my team and MIT, express a bunch of thanks to Mr. Prateek, who gave an insightful session about the post skills which are required after COVID pandemic is over, because upgrading the skills only can help us to grab the opportunities coming our way. Thank you, Prateek, for such a session. In future also, we would like to connect with you.
Thank you, Ayush. And I would also like
About
to thank MIT for giving me this opportunity.
Well, Prateek, we have one more question. Is a 1 month internship training in cybersecurity enough for a fresher to show his work in interview?
Uh, I would say, like, I could not see the name of the candidate who has asked this question, but I would say that 1 month is not enough to showcase your skill. You can maybe practice more on that company, whichever you have worked in, maybe for 6 months or a year. You can gain more knowledge on those on cybersecurity, and then you can apply for other companies. Or there's an option also, then you can apply, then you can that you can go for software development and then choose your cybersecurity field. After opting from software development, you can later on change. Like you could go on a specific topic also. You could go on the specific, I couldn't see the question now. Yeah, you could go on a particular topic also. So Yeah, I hope this answers your question. I can type this on the chat also. Yeah. Thank you, Ayush. Thank you,
Thank you,
MIT,
Pratik,
for.
once again.
Thank you,
And
Pratik
last but
ji.
not the least, I would like to thank Vishwas Gautam sir, Naveen Kaushik sir for continuously arranging the sessions and
Thank you,
Naveen
everyone.
sir
Thank you, Pratik ji. Thank you, Ayush ji.
and participants too for continuously watching these lectures.
Yes, yes. Thanks to everyone. And very, very thanks to Vishwas ji because he is a regular arranger of all these programs and all these webinars.
Naveen, it's all yours and Ayush show. I am just here to
No, no, no. We
add
can
on
we
to it.
can see we have no words to thank you because you are continuous supporting from last 6 or 7
Since
months.
July, sir.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe
Yeah.
and enjoy the rest of Sunday. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank
Pratik,
you.
for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.